These are stories about murder.
Could there be a hidden clue?
Things that are exceptionally alarming.
Like what?
Just alarming things.
Because he's at the bottom of the ocean, every little sound is intensely magnified. He hears animals eating his friends and crewmates.
Oh my god. Instead of scattering ashes, he had simply dumped them in the parking lot. In Germany, before a royal court.
Thought she was Polish.
No, the magician is Polish.
This is 3 Shots In.
And today, we're talking about...
Hello. Welcome back to 3 Shots In. I'm Jess.
I'm Jake, and this is episode 6. We'll be talking all about sales.
Sailing.
Or,
Making sales.
sales people.
Yeah. Salesmen.
Closing deals and whatnot. Speaking of closing deals, we have people who have closed the best deal, the greatest deal that they could possibly have closed in their lifetime, probably. Our patrons.
Yes, such attractive, bright, intelligent people.
They are Mom, Dad, Terry, Dani, Ricky, TJ, Sweet Sam, Jeremy, Flash, Thomas, David, Abria, and Alan.
We love you guys.
Thank you all so much.
You're the best.
You are so, so heavily loved. And like we had said, you closed the greatest deal in history.
$5 for our Patreon.
For us, what a steal.
A steal.
So shots tonight. It was a tequila night.
Oh, yeah. Not as many are as they were when we first started recording.
Yeah. Back in the days of old.
When we were recording twice a weekend.
Yeah, we used to only drink tequila. But no longer, except for, tonight, where we drank shots of the beautiful, wonderful Tierra Fertile.
Fertile, yes.
Which is delicious, expensive.
Very expensive.
Totally out of our budget, but we have it nonetheless. Thanks, Dad.
Thank you, Papa.
But we saved a shot for the Pierre's tequila, also from Dad.
We did. I had suggested that you and I take shots of both in order to really discern the difference between the two, because we really liked the Tierra Fertile and did not like the Pierre's tequila.
Yeah.
Because we thought it was super flavorless.
It still is. And I think you had it right on the money, because they distill it in old whiskey barrels, which as an idea or a concept.
Sounds cool.
It sounds super cool. And I'm sure it looks really cool, and I'm sure it's really cool to distill it, right? But, something about those barrels apparently just sucks away all the flavor.
Yeah. If anything, it just kind of took away what we were hoping for, taking a sip of something called tequila. And we weren't sure. I wasn't sure, because we have garbage palates, you and I.
True.
I thought if we take a shot of Tierra Fertile and also a shot of Pierre's tequila, then we'll know for sure what the difference is. Are we actually right, or are we just, stupid, know-nothing garbage palate people?
No, we know things.
We knew at least this.
Yes.
Maybe not anything else, but we knew that.
I know so many things. I don't know about you.
You know a lot of things.
Yeah.
How many degrees do you have?
3. Yeah, I got 3. How many do you have?
I don't even have any.
Puh, idiot.
Wow, you're so much smarter than I am.
I know. What can I say?
You should be the one who spins the wheel. Oh, wait, are we going to do updates first?
We do have updates. I have a quick update, because I've been updating them as I've been playing, but I did finish God of War Ragnarok. It's done. I 100%ed it. I platinumed the game, got all the achievements. I'm done with the game.
So you had no life for all of your free time up until just recently?
No, wasn't that long. I only put 70 to 80 hours into it.
Which added up to 2 weeks?
Longer, a month.
Okay, that's reasonable.
Yeah.
I guess I'm my opinion of people who 100% and earn 100% a game and earn platinum rewards off of one. My understanding is that kind of thing takes months and months to do.
Maybe if you suck.
You think so?
I think so.
Okay.
Because if your goal is to platinum a game, when you start it, you put it on the hardest difficulty.
Right.
Because that's how you ensure that you get all the achievements. And then you just got to play the game and actually do everything in the game. It's not difficult. It's time consuming, sure.
Right.
But it was fun and I enjoyed it and I'm done. And they won't come out with any more updates for the game until spring. So I had to move on, and now I'm playing the kind of cringy but really funny
Guardians of the Galaxy
game. It's hilarious. The gameplay is awful. I do not recommend this game, but I would recommend like watching someone play this game.
Oh, like stream it or something.
Yeah, because it's fucking funny. But playing it is a pain in the dick.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. As far as updates, I don't have a whole lot.
Okay.
We're making some moves in the YouTube arena. I know I've said that before, but when I said that, I gave it a good college try and was extremely overwhelmed and then immediately backed out. Like a turtle, like schlunking back into its shell to hide itself.
Just sucking right back in.
That's what I did.
Just
went right back into my shell.
Yeah.
So I was like, danger. And I removed myself from the situation. But yeah, so I'm looking into it and I think we can make something happen and soon.
That's exciting because that's where a lot of new listeners will enter the arena.
I think so too.
So
yeah,
that'll be fun. And I'm going to use my my platinumed game fingers to spin the wheel.
Oh, okay.
All right. So the wheel tonight happens to be a only TJ wheel. TJ is very good at wheel spins.
He is super good at them.
He comes up with them far quicker than we can, and he keeps them on theme, which is awesome. So
he's also our most active patron.
Yes. So we had him
involved.
Right. Well, actually, we didn't even have him. We just told him what the topic was tonight, and he just wrote us a bunch of wheel spins that were on theme, and we put them on the wheel and we spun it. And here we go. So remember, the topic tonight's being sail. He said, "You are dropped off in the middle of the ocean alone on a sailboat. How fucked are you?"
I'm gonna die.
Oh, super fucked. Super fucked.
Yeah, no, I'll die. I don't know which fish are okay to eat raw. I don't know how to operate a sailboat, first of all.
How are you going to catch fish?
With my hands? I don't know. Swim?
I don't think it's that easy.
I didn't say that. I didn't say it was easy. Jacob,
but
I'm gonna die. That's the consensus.
Hold on, but you're trying to live.
I'm trying, yeah.
Yeah, I would have accepted fate. The moment that I felt
Just
a
drink salt
sunburn
water.
coming, I would have started drinking ocean water.
At least you go out with a bang.
Fuck
Hallucinations.
Yeah. I'm hallucinating. I see the Castaway Beach in Wilson, and I'm like swimming towards it, and I'm in the middle of nowhere, and I just drown in the ocean.
Okay.
Like that's how I'm gonna go out.
I would definitely try.
No,
I would just die.
I would
for
definitely accept my fate.
You would suicide yourself.
Essentially. Yeah.
Okay. All right. You would commit suicide.
I would drink salt water until my reality was so altered
by the toxicity
that I would essentially die peacefully.
All right.
Or at least what my mind assumes.
At least unaware of how bad the situation is.
Yeah, my mind would assume it's peaceful. It probably isn't.
Yeah, I mean, I would, bless my heart, I would try. But I would die for sure.
I wouldn't give me 24 hours before I started drinking water. Before I started drinking salt water.
Start guzzling salt water.
Not 24 hours before I start my
I
intake.
would give it a good college try. I really would. I would remember those stories of people surviving and getting real creative with the stuff that, is available to them. I just would definitely use it incorrectly and die anyway.
Man, no, like if I'm absolutely lucky, like a ship sees me while I'm like knee deep in guzzling salt water.
They're like, oh God, what's that madman doing
what the
over
fuck
there?
is happening?
That's my only hope is that someone finds me on accident.
Some Virgin cruise sees me and they toss me a lifeline.
A Disney cruise tosses you a Mickey Mouse shaped lifeboat or what is it? The little lifesaver donuts?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm mid hallucination, so I'm not grabbing for it, right? That's an alien coming for me or something.
Oh God.
Some people have to jump off and like essentially knock me out to carry me back onto the boat. Yeah. That's if I'm really lucky. Mm-hmm. Because more than likely, like I said, I'm talking to the ocean.
Yeah, at that point.
The ocean has a great personality, by the way.
At that point, you've killed fish, or at least a fish, but didn't know what to do with it, with its carcass, I mean. So you didn't nourish yourself. You just used its blood to paint your face.
It's been decaying next to me and I'm talking with it.
There's this movie coming out with Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
Where he's some kind of art thief but like high end.
I saw that. That looks so cool. He's like trapped in some
Jacob, it doesn't look cool.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
Jessica, it does.
It looks like something hilarious turned into something dramatic.
Because it looks like it's going to be really bad. Like, as a concept, it's already really bad. But then, first of all, it's Willem Dafoe with no other actors but himself. Mm-hmm. He's going to kill it.
It's Willem Dafoe. He's going to do a great job.
Yes.
Let me rephrase. He's going to do great at whatever they tell him to do.
He's going to go crazy.
Yeah.
And he's going to do a great job at it.
Because Willem Dafoe is probably really crazy in real life.
I think so.
Or at least has seen enough craziness, actual, like, authentic insanity, that he's able to portray it.
He's at least crazily hung.
We know that.
Yeah, that's been confirmed via Hollywood sources.
I mean, those aren't reliable sources, but I have no trouble at all accepting that.
I will accept it.
That Willem Dafoe is like hanging all the way down to his ankle.
The hungest, if that's a word.
Yeah, so he's an art thief, and he, like, I don't know, steals the wrong painting or trips an alarm, and so this multi-million dollar, like, a penthouse at the top of a building.
It's a penthouse that, like, essentially converts into a safe room.
Yeah.
But not to keep the person inside safe. It's to keep everything inside safe because there's a bunch of, art and shit.
It's to make sure all the high-end art that this rich person has built their home around and gone out of their way to spend millions and millions of dollars collecting doesn't leave the apartment. And so he doesn't fucking notice one alarm or something. And so it goes into lockdown mode, and he ends up stuck in this apartment, this penthouse, for so long that he, like, starts drinking, like, fish tank water and toilet water and stuff to try and survive.
Well, yeah, because I'm pretty sure how it worked, and at least what I understood in the trailer, is that he only had what was in the apartment to sustain himself. Like, there is no running water. Mm-hmm. There is no electricity other than, like, maybe there is electricity. I don't fucking know.
Well, yeah, there was a fish tank with lights on.
Okay, then there's electricity, but there's no running water. And so he only has what's in the house to go through. So I'm assuming the kitchen was stocked. He'll have a fine, like, first week, but then what?
An amazing week-long charcuterie.
Yeah. He's in $1 million penthouse. Like,
They've got something.
They got, like, the best shit in there.
Yeah.
But also, probably like a can of SpaghettiOs or something.
Probably not.
Just like one can.
I don't think so.
Yeah, their mother gave it to them when they were like 11, and they still have it.
I think the multi-million dollar, like, heiresses out there are like, spaghetti what?
Maybe. Maybe this rich person grew up from a poor world.
We don't know anything about them, Jacob, because we only saw the trailer and never saw the movie.
That's true. We're gonna watch the movie though.
I know. I would like to.
Yeah, we got to watch Scream 6. Don't forget.
Fine. We're also going to watch The Evil Dead and The Evil Dead 2.
Ugh.
The reboots.
Fine.
The gross ones.
Fine. We're also going to watch John Wick 4.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Okay. I love Keanu.
They block bullets with swords and shit.
I love me some Keanu, but those are bad.
I'm going to need a gun.
Yeah, the first one, it's bad, but it's fun bad. Meaning, I don't care that it's bad. I'm having too much fun.
Yeah.
But then it's just bad after that.
No, the second one is fun bad.
No, it's not.
The third one is fun with a lot of bad.
No, it's just bad.
No.
It's just bad.
No.
No, it's bad.
You're wrong. Not only are you wrong, Jessica, but you're ugly.
And I'm going first.
Yeah, you are going first.
Yeah.
So, that was my next thing.
You can't call me ugly because you and I look basically identical. People think we're twins all the time.
We don't look identical.
Yeah,
I do not look like a horse. So.
Literally, people reaching out to me via social media are saying the exact opposite.
They're saying what? They're saying I'm a horse?
No. They're saying, like, you look like a male, more Middle Eastern version of me.
I'll take that.
Okay.
That's true.
All right.
You know what? I do get a lot of that. I don't know how many times when we were living in California that, like, because, California is kind of like a hub for a bunch of different people to just live.
Melting pot.
I don't know how many Middle Eastern people will just walk up to me and just start speaking in, I don't know, Farsi or something. I don't fucking know what languages they speak. And I would be like,
Arabic, Farsi, all that.
So lost. And they're looking at me and they're like, oh, you don't speak blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, man. I'm from Burbank. I'm white.
Nah, dude.
Nah, dude.
I don't know what the fuck you're saying.
My dad's from, like, the South and my mom's from, like, Mexico.
Are you being Californian or Southern?
I don't fucking know. I don't know what I was doing. far out, bro.
Totally, dude. And they're like, not happy with you.
No, then they get pissed. They're like, how dare you look Middle Eastern and not speak?
Something's wrong with our genetic mix, because apparently people think mom is Korean all the time because she's more Mexican than we are. In fact, she's mostly Mexican.
She's supposed to be 100%.
Really, really pale.
Very.
Very pale. Very dark hair, round face like me and you. And everyone around her, lots of people around her, think she's Korean. Korean people come up to her speaking Korean, assuming that she just understands it.
Yeah, she doesn't.
No, she doesn't.
She doesn't know any Korean.
She doesn't.
Yeah.
People have wondered if I'm Persian.
I've gotten that too.
I don't get it. I'm also really pale.
But like,
I feel like Persian people are like nicely naturally tan.
I don't know. I did the 23andMe. Yeah. And we are 100%, or we are like for a fact 1/8 Greek.
Yeah, we knew that.
So, well, we didn't know because Dad heard it from his grandma, who was like certifiably psycho.
Sure. But she was also 100% Greek.
She was. So yeah, we are Greek. And by the way, location wise, right around Sparta. She wasn't lying.
We're Spartan.
Yeah, I'm a Spartan.
I watched 300
and
I was
raised.
like, I don't understand. This is just how I live my life all the time.
Yeah. So wolf, what? Spears? Dope. Sandals? Okay.
Loincloths?
Sign me up. Yeah. Clearly my body, I know most people look at my body and they're like, whoa, what's going on? But very clearly Spartan, right?
Take it up the butt from an Athenian only to betray him in front of the court? Totally. Definitely.
Are you comparing me to the Queen of Sparta?
I'm just saying that's what we have in our blood.
I am not compared to the Queen of Sparta, okay? I am a Spartan. I know I don't look ripped, but on the inside I am.
On the inside, I eat is almonds.
I'm so muscular.
All I drink is water, and all I eat is almonds.
Anyway, Jessica.
Yes.
Talk about sales.
Well, I have a lot to say about them. Just kidding.
Okay.
I only have a very specific thing to say about them because lots of ships have gone missing mysteriously, as I discovered.
Like in the Bermuda Triangle?
Yeah. You remember not the first episode that Katie was on, but eventually in an episode that Katie was on, she talked about how there are multiple places like the Bermuda Triangle.
Yes.
And there was a name for all of them. I just don't remember what the name was. It was like an alliteration. It was a name that had the same letter 2 times, but it didn't rhyme in the beginning.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't remember.
I remember it had S's in it, and so I avoided it. When there's too many S's in a word, my lisp really comes out. And
really? Say Sissy Spacek.
Sissy Spacek.
You said that fine.
Yeah.
If anything, I'm drunk and I sounded more slurred than you.
You shut up. I'm trying really hard.
I wasn't trying at all.
I went to speech classes to get rid of my lisp.
Say Susan Sarandon.
Susan Sarandon.
Say Sally sold seashells by the seashore.
Sally sold seashells by the seashore.
Say it quicker.
No. That is the quickest that I will say it. Now fuck you and talk about sales, bitch.
I will. So we all know about the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah.
Heard all about it. Lots of documentaries. I mentioned that Katie talked about it. I believe that was in the 2nd season. She talked about the Bermuda Triangle, how there are many places similar to it where mysterious things just happen.
Yes.
The Lake Michigan Triangle is one of these.
Yes, you talked about this last episode.
I did. And I said I'd be talking about it at length this episode.
Yeah, very briefly you mentioned it.
I did. So the Lake Michigan Triangle is a section of Lake Michigan, unsurprising. It's the area to the left of Michigan. So if Michigan itself is kind of shaped like a mitt, if you recall, just to the left of that is kind of where this triangle falls in. It's from Manitowoc, Wisconsin to Ludington, Michigan to Benton Harbor. Those are the corners of the triangle.
Oh, so it's literally just Lake Michigan. Like it's not the Great Lakes Triangle or something?
People seem to go back and forth calling it that, but it really is just Lake Michigan. Okay. Yeah. Like the middle part of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I've never seen the Great Lakes, but I've heard that they have like waves and shit, that they're like the closest thing to an ocean that a lake could be.
Apparently, it's so big, the weather gets insane in the middle of it. So like near the coast, it can be kind of choppy and bad, but the further in the middle of it you get, the more things get real weird.
Huh.
The Great Lakes were talked about by this aviator named Jay Gowerly. He wrote a book. It was called The Great Lakes Triangle. He talks about the Great Lakes Triangle
Interesting.
in it.
I wouldn't have guessed, but okay.
So he stated, quote, "The Great Lakes account for more unexplained disappearances per unit area than the Bermuda Triangle."
I mean, that makes sense. The Bermuda Triangle is fucking massive.
It's huge. So it is extra strange that this many weird things have happened within this area.
Okay.
There are lots of stories of unexplained phenomena, and the stories include accounts of like huge blocks of ice falling from the sky. Like not hail, blocks. Huge blocks, like chunks of ice, just falling right out of the sky into the water.
Interesting.
People have reported seeing balls of fire flying through the sky,
Oh,
as well as strange lights hovering over the water, which have begotten theories of aliens and even time portals.
aliens and time portals.
Yeah, sounds like a bunch of crazies to me.
Yeah.
I assume lots of weird stuff is happening. I think it's just freaking a lot of people out.
I'm saying if I saw fire falling from the sky, I would shit myself because this is end times. And this is it.
Okay. Either way, it's believed to have caused numerous shipwrecks, this Lake Michigan Triangle. Shipwrecks, aerial disappearances over the last few centuries, that is, and probably even further back. Mm-hmm. The first ship we're going to discuss is called the Le Griffin. That is French for the Griffin.
Oh, it's called the Griffin?
It's the Griffin. And we're going to talk about it. It disappeared
Oh no.
in 1679. That's a long time ago.
Yeah. Were the colonies already a thing?
I mean,
I think they were.
I know when we were founded. I don't actually know when the colonies began. It wouldn't be surprising.
Right? I mean, what's that rhyme in 1492? Columbus sailed the ocean blue. I don't know if I got those numbers wrong, but in 1400s they found America, so I'm assuming by the 16.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure there were colonies by this point.
We need some pilgrim historians to confirm some dates for us.
Yes, I'm sure someone will reach out. We have a small audience, but a vocal one.
Yeah, like a lot of fact checkers. It's kind of annoying. They're like, "Oh, you pronounce it this way, actually."
Actually, yeah, I am pretty sure colonies at least were in place here. So the Le Griffin, aka the Griffin.
Yeah.
In 1679, it set out on its maiden voyage. I'm pretty sure that means its very first one, right? Like
Maybe.
it's popping its cherry with its very first like sailing trip.
There's like not a single barnacle on its hull.
Its hull is tight. So anyway, it ruptured its ship hymen by taking its maiden voyage out on Lake Michigan. It was loaded up with furs, and its intention was to find a northwest passage from the lake because it was so big and expansive. They just assumed there was this huge river somewhere feeding it from the ocean. And Lake Michigan is not close to the ocean.
No, not really.
But they hoped and suspected that it was being fed by some huge river somewhere. It was the 1600s, so they didn't know that.
I mean, it was a safe assumption that a river led from the Pacific all the way into it.
So it was loaded up with furs, and it was hoping to find a passage that would lead to the west coast so that they could sail across the ocean there and trade in China and Japan.
I mean, that'd be dope as shit if there was, though.
Right. They were actually, the Le Griffin was the very first to sail the Great Lakes beyond the Niagara Falls.
Oh, okay.
And, unsurprisingly, based off the title of this story, it disappeared when it crossed through the triangle, and no wreckage of the ship and no traces of the crew were found until 2018.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, very recent.
Whoa, that's a long time.
Lake Michigan is that fucking big.
Wow.
People were searching before then. They just didn't find it until 2018.
Yeah, because I guess it's so big you can't just like rake it real quick.
Right.
Wow.
So anyway, they discovered it in 2018.
Okay.
And by discovered it, what I mean is it had been so long they found pieces of it. And realized that like one or two other pieces of a mysterious ship were found pretty far away. And they were like, that was probably a piece of this ship. Because it was so long ago, that's the best they can guess at this point. Now, there are lots of theories for what caused this. If a ship goes missing in the ocean, depending on where it happens, people might search in the 1600s but they're not going to find anything. However, this was a lake. They knew exactly where they were going. They searched there. They found nothing, not even like a plank of wood.
Okay.
But in 2018, they found these remnants. So it obviously sank, but why? The theories for its disappearance are that it was just lost in a violent storm. And
Yeah, I was like, storm is the easiest answer.
For whatever reason, no one was able to find anything for that long.
Okay.
Another theory is that furs were stolen and that the ship was sank on purpose after some kind of mutiny. Also,
that'd be fun.
Perfectly possible.
Sure.
Another theory, this one's a little more superstitious, not unrealistic though. Native Indians boarded the ship and killed the crew, then set the ship on fire because apparently there was a tribe called the Seneca
Okay.
that were absolutely in awe of the ship for its size and its complexity. And they saw it as a threat and attempted to burn it while it was being constructed.
Oh.
So people wondered if maybe they waited for it to be by itself and then ambushed it or something. There was another tribe called what I believe is pronounced the Iroquois.
Cool.
I don't know that. It's literally spelled Iroquois. Do you want to give that a try?
Yeah, let me see it.
Top right corner.
It is literally Iroquois.
Okay.
I happen to know that for a fact.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Because I had no idea.
Okay.
Iroquois?
Iroquois.
Iroquois. Okay. That's a relief.
Mind you, they probably didn't spell it that way. It made sense to them, right? We let French fucking spell that shit for whatever reason.
I don't know why we let the French even fucking touch this.
The French just ruin everything they touch.
They do. Except for fries and toast.
Yeah. the only French that are cool are like the 6 that listen to this podcast.
Thank you.
You guys are awesome.
We love you guys.
Lay awesome.
You are. You're probably the best people in France right now. I'm saying that so judgmentally. I've never been to France. I don't know that any of the rumors about France are true. Okay, so the Iroquois. This is historical to the extent that a historian said that it was true. It's not like I saw some written record.
I mean, I've seen a lot of, quote unquote historians say some pretty stupid shit on the History Channel. Right? Dad used to be obsessed and would watch it all the time.
Right.
And I saw a lot of stupid shit.
Which is why I'm saying as much. I didn't see like an actual record of it. It was a quote from some historian. Either way, what this person said was that the Iroquois thought that the building of this ship, which to them at that point looked like a canoe, but really big, it was kind of daunting to them, and they saw it as a threat more spiritually than physically.
Okay.
They thought that it was like a spiritual sort of threat to their like deity or a spirit that they revered. And
well, if they're a lake tribe, I'm assuming they had like a lake deity or something.
Right. I mean, I don't know. Maybe. And so there were rumors that the Iroquois had placed a curse on the ship. Which is another thing that people seem to think could be the cause of all the weird anomalies that have gone on since this happened.
They cursed the ship, but unknowingly cursed its gravesite.
Yeah.
Or maybe they cursed it like so hard that it's still like seeping curse.
Maybe.
From its remnants.
Possibly.
Okay.
So that was the first recorded instance of a ship mysteriously disappearing in the Lake Michigan Triangle.
That's it? That's all we found? We just found little bits?
That's just the first one, yeah. I mean, it was the 1600s. That's a long fucking time ago.
Well, yeah, but that's it? We didn't find like, I don't know, an old ass fur or something?
That's literally all they found about it. Yeah.
Can we not swim to the bottom of Lake Michigan?
No, you can.
I mean...
What I'm saying is that it must be that fucking huge that it's difficult to keep track of where you are and how much has been searched.
Huh.
Also, it was a ship of carrying furs that sank in the 1600s. That's not a priority for a lot of people.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah. So people were curious, but it just, wasn't that big of a deal to people who weren't involved in what happened.
Yeah. Well, they had to worry about the witchcraft going down.
Exactly.
In Salem and whatnot. So, makes sense.
Right. Story for another time.
Mm-hmm.
We move on now to the disappearance of the Thomas Hume.
The Hume?
The Thomas Hume. May 21st, 1891. Sorry, was that an attractive name to you or something? You kind of moaned.
No, it was kind of like that was supposed to be more of like a like interesting. Not that Thomas Hume sounds like a sexy man.
It sounded like you gave your nipple a little pinch or something.
No, my nipples are unpinched over here.
Okay. Just making sure. I just want to clarify what's, happening on your end of the table.
Let me rephrase. Thomas Hume, interesting.
Okay.
There we go.
May 21st, 1891. The crew of the Thomas Hume are dropping a shipment of lumber off in Chicago. They board their ship once again to sail back to a lumber mill in Muskegon. You just talked about that when you talked about the serial killer.
Yeah, Muskegon. That sounds familiar.
So this ship had made this specific journey several times. Usually, they were traveling alongside one other vessel that was associated with the same lumber mill, I think, if I remember correctly. And this ship was called the Ruse Simmons.
Are douchebags just naming ships after themselves?
Yeah, it sounds like. They've set off already. They're not far from the coast, but the clouds start darkening. It looks like a pretty nasty storm's coming in. The Ruse Simmons, they say, no thanks. We're going back to Chicago to wait for this storm to pass. The crew of the Thomas Hume basically say, you guys are pussies.
You guys are pussies and we're going to go make so much more money than you.
We're going to leave anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they take off and they vanish.
Ugh.
I know. Not a single piece of wreckage was found.
Uh-oh.
Like I said, just like the first one, not even a plank of wood, no body parts washing up on the beach anywhere, nothing.
No floating bottles with messages?
Nothing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hume would have guessed. Was that bad?
That was terrible.
That sounded really bad when
I
it came out.
judge you a lot. It occurred to you in your mind and then you said it out loud.
Yeah. Yeah. I waited out too and was like, yeah, I should say it.
Well, that was incorrect.
Okay.
Don't trust yourself next time. Obviously, the 7 crew members, after a certain time, were presumed dead, even though, as I mentioned, no body parts washed up on any shore.
Mm-hmm.
They really weren't sure what happened to it. In fact, theories just like the first one abounded that there was some sort of maybe mutiny, that they had been robbed on the lake in some way, that maybe the crew had decided to keep all the lumber, sell it for themselves and keep all the money from the sale, and then repainted the ship to make it look like a different ship.
Huh.
They'd never found any trace.
Okay.
That was weird for a long time to people, so they assumed it never actually sank.
Okay.
But it did, because it was discovered in 2006.
Oh, okay. And by discovered, do you mean we found little bits and pieces of it and called it that?
No.
Oh, okay.
A diver with something called the A&T recovery.
The ant?
No, it's A&T. That's the little swirly and sign.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
They came across an almost completely intact vessel.
Huh.
Even in 2006.
Huh.
Like it just
Like floating?
was sailing and then descended to the bottom with no issue.
Oh, so it was on the bottom.
Yeah.
Bottom of the lake.
Very bottom. Sitting in the sand down there.
Mm.
And the pictures are pretty spooky.
Whip them out. Let's see it.
Just swipe through there.
I'm swiping. Huh.
Looks pretty untouched.
I mean, it looks like they dropped anchor, and their anchor did such a good job.
It took the whole
It
ship
took the
with
whole
it.
ship down with them.
Right. You understand that these are hideous images to me, right?
I think they're neat. I think they're cool.
These are disgusting. The water is so murky and green. Gross.
But in theory, there's nothing dangerous in there.
In theory,
No sharks, no gators are going to swim that deep.
sure. It's just gross, and I hate it.
That's fair.
And now the disappearance of the Ruse Simmons.
Oh no!
Oh, yeah.
The Ruse Simmons,
That's correct.
the sister ship,
Yeah.
it was lost too.
So if you recall, those of you listening, the Ruse Simmons was the ship that normally accompanied the Thomas Hume on
Yeah.
its voyage across the Lake Michigan. So the Ruse Simmons was also known as the Christmas tree ship, at least in 1912.
Why did they put lights on it or something?
Yes.
Shut up.
No, they really did. They put twinkle lights on it and they delivered Christmas trees. There's
Oh.
this, I don't know how true this is, but there's this story that they kind of gave Christmas trees charitably. So
Okay, that's cool.
they traveled to the Upper Peninsula of the Great Lakes, gathered thousands of evergreen trees, and carried, in 1912 at least, they had over 3,000 trees, Christmas trees, in their cargo hold, piled high on deck as well. And they set sail for Thompson, Michigan, from Thompson, Michigan, for Chicago,
Uh-oh.
and then disappeared without a trace.
Yeah. So this is 20 years after the Thomas Hume disappeared,
Yes,
and
at least that.
100 years after the War of 1812.
When did that happen?
I believe it took place in
Was,
1812.
oh.
Yeah,
that
so
makes a lot
100
of
years
sense.
later was 1912, and that's when the Rosemary,
The Ruse Simmons.
the Ruse Simmons was lost, apparently.
It was. absolutely disappeared, just like the last two, with zero trace.
Did we find it in 2016?
No. So, the Christmas tree ship, aka the Ruse Simmons, totally disappeared in 1912, Christmas season, after receiving a call from the Kewanee Life-Saving Station. A captain named Captain Soggy.
It's a soggy captain.
It's Sogge.
Soj.
Soj?
That's how I would say it.
Okay.
Captain Soj.
Sure. Captain Soj at the Two Rivers Life-Saving Station took his crew out and tried to search for it. They found zero sign, like I said. The ship was actually discovered in 1971. It, I guess, gave many clues as to what could have happened to this ship in particular. And since then, archaeologists have been able to provide better evidence to recreate its last voyage and what might have happened.
Okay.
Interesting to note, for years afterwards, Lake Michigan mariners claimed to have seen the Christmas tree ship appearing out of nowhere with its sails in tatters. So well after
1912?
1912. After it disappeared, people claimed to just see it.
So it's like a ghost ship.
Yes, for a long time. See the lights, see the trees stacked up real high on the deck.
That's cool as fuck.
Right?
That's way cooler than the movie Ghost Ship.
So an actual archaeological survey of the ship wasn't done until 2006.
But they found the ship in the 70s?
They did, yes.
Was it like fully intact, just like the Thomas Hume?
Not as perfectly,
Okay.
but mostly, yeah.
Okay.
A
Interesting.
lot. This survey that I mentioned was done by the Wisconsin Historical Society. So the story of what might have happened to it, more commonly, it's told that it hit a storm off the coast and that that's what sank it. But Captain Soj, or Soggy, the one who first did a search for it
Yeah, Soj.
back in 1912,
Yeah.
did an interview in some investigation as to what might have happened.
Oh, it was like in the 70s?
No.
I was like, oh my God, how old was
Back
Soj?
in the early 1900s, had stated in some interview, it was taken about a month after the wreck, he speaks of a very clear view to the Kewanee station. He notes that there was no storm when the vessel went down.
Oh, okay.
And they received a distress signal, it sounds like, based off of what I read, around like 3 p.m. that day.
Okay.
So it did start to snow following the life-saving station search of the lake, but the skies were clear when the distress signal was sent out.
Huh.
So they don't think it was a storm.
Couldn't have been.
Some people still do, despite that. Other people are a little skeptical.
Yeah, what the fuck does Soj know?
I guess. He was, other than being there physically and seeing it with his eyes.
Like, he has nothing to lie about. It literally would have made his job easier if he said that, yes, there was a big storm. That's why the ship disappeared.
Right. Like, what motivation does he have to argue that?
Yeah.
So I guess the archaeologists?
No, you had it right. the archaeologists.
It's the tequila. So the archaeologists recreated Soj's search of the ship, which showed that the lifeboat that Soj had either been in himself or sent his crewmates on to search for the ship had actually traveled all around right above where the wreck was found. So there should have been some sign.
Oh, there should have been something there floating
Something.
or whatnot.
Some sign that it had gone down there, and there was none.
It all.
They didn't. It's not even like they found the ship with bones inside it.
Wouldn't
It's not like
wouldn't the
bodies
Christmas trees have been floating up and landing on shore everywhere?
I saw some reports in other articles that people were finding Christmas trees washed up on shores, just cut evergreens and stuff, but nothing else. Dead bodies would be a part of that.
Sure.
But Lake Michigan is really big, and there are things that live in it, things that would eat dead bodies. Maybe not huge, scary things, but they live in there.
Like little. I guess I don't know what the word would be. Like bottom feeders and parasites and shit.
Something. But like I said, it's not like they found a bunch of human remains inside the ship. They didn't find anything, not even bones, nothing, not a scrap of fabric from their clothing. It's just an empty ship.
Huh.
That's it.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. The Ruse Simmons.
That is unfortunate. That's a cool looking ship.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to wrap things up.
Okay.
So there's one other popular belief as to what could be related to these strange occurrences.
Is it aliens?
No, but something as weird. I guess a little Stonehenge was discovered under the water.
What? Like,
It sounds interesting, but then I saw pictures of it and I was much less impressed.
like the Stonehenge?
Yeah, in England. This Stonehenge, quote unquote, was discovered in 2007 by a professor from Northwestern Michigan College named Mark Hawley.
Okay.
Now, he said that he and his team discovered this rock formation. Very strange, very deliberate looking.
Okay.
40 feet below the water of Lake Michigan while they were just trying to map out shipwrecks.
Cool.
So I took a look at it. The only physical similarities to Stonehenge,
Is
the
that
real
it's like
one,
rocks?
is that it's just rocks, but it is in a very clear circle.
Okay.
It's definitely a circle of rocks. It's just not like big slabs, rectangles and stuff. Nothing stacked on anything else. It's just a rock circle that's there. And then people said there was one kind of sticking out off one end that looked like it had something carved into it, but it was so old they couldn't tell what it was,
Okay.
which is interesting.
You got pics?
No,
Lame.
because I got to tell you, it didn't look like anything to me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, also, even if it was a Stonehenge, like, why is it the bottom of the lake? Like, civilization existed for a long time.
Yeah.
When, like, who's to say that Lake Michigan was a lake fucking
Well, their theory.
7,000 years ago?
It sounds like the theory, because it was 40 feet underwater, it sounds like the theory is that the lake was actually much smaller before the Ice Age.
And then it flooded.
Then the Ice Age happened and, ended, and all of the frozen stuff melted, and that filled up.
Yeah, it
the
was
lake.
just some crater.
And
now it was flooded. And
because some people think that the carving in the rock is of a mastodon, like a mammoth,
okay.
a woolly mammoth or whatever with the big old tusks. I don't know.
That just wouldn't be surprising to
I
me.
took a look at it. I'm not a historian or an archaeologist, but it looks like a stretch to me. I just wasn't impressed.
Oh, that doesn't impress you.
I wasn't impressed by it.
Interesting. We should write that down for the next time
But then
do
again,
the wheel spin.
realistically, history isn't that impressive for the most part. The majority of it, not really.
Yeah. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
So it could be something. It could even be something paranormal or spiritual. I don't know. Maybe.
Doubt. I cast my doubt. Just like I cast us to break.
Yes. I'm all done.
That's good. I have to pee. So when we were live on Instagram, do you remember Mango?
Yeah.
Mango Man? Mm-hmm. He said that I looked like Sean Ross Sapp,
Okay.
who apparently has like some sort of thing where he talks about things. MMA, I'm
Like
assuming.
a show or something?
I think he like talks about MMA. So like UFC and
Okay.
whatnot.
Like on YouTube?
He said that I look like him.
Oh, wow. He's right. You do look like him.
Yeah, I kind of look like I'm going to call him Sean Paul Sapp because that's just easier for me to remember.
What's his actual name, though?
Sean Ross Sapp. He's on,
Like Bob Ross?
yeah,
Sean
like
Ross?
Bob Ross. He's on Fightful.com.
Yeah, you do. You look like him.
Apparently I look like him.
You do.
His face is a little more boxy, where mine is a little more round, but pretty close. Mm-hmm. Pretty close.
He's got a wide set face,
Yeah,
just like you.
whatever. At least I don't have a long set face like you, horse.
We have the exact same face, just about.
Shut up. So we had talked earlier. You were like, oh, I can't eat meat today, but I can eat calamari. And we were like, oh, is that squid or octopus? We're like, oh, we're pretty sure it's squid.
I was pretty
And
sure.
then I was like, well, what's octopus?
I thought it was just octopus. I didn't think there was a
I
fancy
think there's
name.
a name. There's a name. There's a name for octopus. What's it called when you eat octopus?
Is it just eating octopus?
All right.
You look
From-
you look dissatisfied.
Like from my 26 seconds of research. Oh, hold on. It looks like it's just called octopus. There were a lot of words that I had never seen before, but hold on, because I found this. It says, what fried octopus called? And the answer says, the term calamari can be used to refer to dishes made from baby squid, but most Mediterranean squid dishes are referred to as calamari. Very few people use the term calamari to refer to only fried squid or fried octopus. So it can be both?
Does it just mean fried tentacle?
I don't know.
Because if that's the case, then that would make sense that it would be interchangeable.
I don't know. The link that I went to is why you shouldn't eat octopus, and it's like some, save the octopus, save the octopi thing.
Oh,
Although you can have puplo alla
Puplo?
gallega.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, pulpo alla gallega.
Not puplo.
No, pulpo. Pulpo alla gallega, which is grilled octopus with potatoes.
Okay.
I found that from Learn to Cook Easy.
Sounds kind of good.
Sure. Whatever. So it doesn't have a name. Whatever. Okay.
I was right.
Octomari is what we'll call it.
But no one else calls it that.
Maybe
so
we'll
you know.
invent it.
Okay.
We should start a 3 Shots In restaurant.
And called it Octomari.
And there should be Octomari on the menu, on the appetizers.
We'll just have to write that down and remember it later, I guess.
So you told me to write down porn fanatics.
Yeah, I did.
Why did I write down porn fanatics?
Because, like, I discovered this a while ago. It just didn't occur to me to talk about it. I was just kind of surprised that it was a thing.
That porn was a thing?
No, I understand that there's porn and, like, I've watched it. But I don't understand the, like, fandoms that have developed around it. And that there are people who, like, follow porn stars throughout their careers and are like big fans of theirs and get like their autographs and pictures with them and say they have seen every movie they've been in and that kind of thing.
Okay.
It was just a revelation for me recently. Like, oh, that's a thing that happens that I never thought about before.
Yeah. So when I was in high school, I had a friend and we one day talked about porn, right? Like we'd both watched porn.
Sure.
And so like, yeah, I was like, oh yeah, like porn is porn, blah, blah, blah. And he was very much like, no, porn is not just porn, and started naming off all of these porn stars and pulled up like interviews with like porn stars. And I was like, whoa, what's happening? There's a whole world about porn stars. He's the one that told me that they have like, you know, they have like Academy Awards and like Emmy Awards.
Yeah.
They have porn awards.
They do. There are porn conventions where they go and set up booths and take pictures and with people and they like pass out autographed photos and stuff like that.
Huh.
And like, it's not like it bothers me that that's a thing. It's that it never occurred to me that that was something people obsessed over. Like I always thought that like porn was just something you looked up when like fleetingly. And then as soon as you were done, you were done.
Yeah. You didn't then decide to follow them on Instagram and follow their life story.
Yeah, just never occurred to me. The reason it did occur to me was because people on Twitter started telling me that I looked like one.
You look like a porn star?
Yeah, there's a specific one. She's way hotter than me, but she has like a rounded face and has similar features to mine. And they like showed me pictures of hers or I looked them up or something. And she does. She kind of looks like me.
Oh.
But I was like, that's so weird. Like, how did you just know that name offhand?
I had heard of a thing a while ago that was like, you can upload a picture to this website. It's like an AI. You upload a picture of yourself maybe or of someone else, and it finds the porn star that most looks like that person.
Really?
Yes.
That's so funny.
It is a weird thing.
That's kind of fun, though. I want to look it up now.
I was like, I never messed with it, like because I didn't trust it.
Sure.
So I never actually did it, but I'm curious to know if it would work. And then that was like a whole thing. It was on like, was it Instagram or whatever? Like Instagram stories that like people were posting like what porn star they got through the AI.
Sailing a boat.
I was thinking Sail by AWOL Nation.
That's a song. We talked about that in the beginning.
You can be a sailor. Mm-hmm. You can sail the 7 seas.
You can make a sail.
Oh, you can.
Totally.
You can buy things on sale.
Mm-hmm. You know who's got like a ton of great products for sale right now?
Who?
Our sponsors. That's right. Tilted Tinker, Woodcraft and Wizardry. We'd like to thank Tilted Tinker, Woodcraft and Wizardry. They are a company that makes woodcraft products.
Like plaques with all sorts of hilarious sayings and coasters with sarcastic twists.
All of that dry humor is mixed in with Dungeons and Dragons accessories like dice towers, dice dungeons, and DM screens.
Everything is made here in the USA.
Yes, a family-owned business. They use American wood in American hands.
Nice.
They personally create all of their merchandise.
Yes, they are close friends of ours, but that's the most that we'll say. It could be anyone, but they're fantastic.
They are fantastic, and it really could be anyone at all. We own many of their products.
That's true. All of them are of great quality.
The greatest. You can visit their website at tiltedtinker.com, reach out to them at info@tiltedtinker.com. They are Tilted Tinker on all their social medias.
That's Tilted, Tinker. You should go and buy something from their website because they're awesome.
And they love us, just like we love you.
Apparently, you can pay extra to buy the fleshlight that has the mold of your favorite porn star.
What?
Yes.
So you won't feel anything, basically.
Huh?
Won't they be like really loose?
No, it's just the mold, just the front part. Like they can't mold all the way up inside of them. If you were to watch porn of them and you see a picture of their vagina, that is the same vagina that you see in your weird silicone fleshlight that you are fucking.
I just don't know enough about vaginas to know the difference between like one and another.
Oh, they're very different. There are some hideous ones.
I've been told.
Yeah, there's some really gross vaginas out there.
So someone on Twitter decided to include me in like some Discord thing.
About vaginas?
No, but the subject ended up going there, and there was like this one channel where people were posting like NSFW stuff.
Okay.
And one of them was a video of a porn star like jumping out of a plane with a parachute, but naked.
Okay.
And her fucking labes are hanging so low. And they're like flapping so crazy as she's falling down. It was really funny though.
Just flapping in the wind.
Yeah, I bet she like didn't fall as fast as everyone else because of that, you know?
Like in a cartoon when the character is like, you know, skydiving or something.
Yeah.
And their cheeks like fill with air and like
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And then that's what her vagina lips were doing.
It was like Dumbo's ears.
You know what? I do forget that you're a horse sometimes. So that makes sense that your little horse brain can't, you know, discern human faces.
You know what? Can your big fat nose detect this from here? Can you smell this? This is my middle finger I'm holding up.
Yeah, it smells like Terry.
Bet it does. Want me to hold it a little closer?
No.
Jacob.
Jessica.
I had told you to write something down for the break.
You did.
Before we started.
You did. You told me to write down confession time.
Yeah, I said I had something to confess.
And what is it that you'll be confessing?
It's pretty bad. So for a long time, and without saying specific numbers, we should have been getting a certain amount from Patreon. And instead we were getting like $20 less than that. And we weren't sure why that was for a really long time. I found out why that was. So I had applied for a free trial to
Oh my God.
a subscription to Yoga Go under what I thought was my personal email, and then was really disappointed and surprised when I couldn't access the subscription through my email.
The subscription to Yoga Go.
Yoga Go. I just wanted to get a little taste with the free trial. And then I was like, well, I can't access it, so I should cancel it. And then I logged into my Google Play account to cancel my subscription to Yoga Go, and it wasn't there. So I was like, oh, I guess that was the issue. I never subscribed to it. No problem. I probably wouldn't have used it anyway.
You've been embezzling money from our Patreon to pay for Yoga Go.
It's been like a year.
Oh my God.
And I had no idea why $20 kept getting taken out of the account for that long. They sent an email and it happened to pop up in the podcast email. And I was like, what the fuck? I didn't use this email. And then I found out I was extremely wrong about that. Which is why I couldn't unsubscribe from it and didn't find it, because it was with an email I didn't intend on using.
You've been embezzling.
Unintentionally. Completely
Wow.
by mistake. I never even used Yoga Go.
So you were embezzling and you didn't even use it.
I d-
Jessica, that's worse.
but I didn't know I had it.
I hope someone working for Yoga Go is listening to 3 Shots In. Okay. Maybe they saw your email and we paid an extensive amount of money to get a listener. You are an idiot.
Yeah.
And we are back from the break. Jessica,
Yes.
spin the wheel.
Okay.
Okay, we have another TJ sales themed wheel spin. You're an 80s salesman in high profile business. What special features does your business card have that would drive Christian Bale to kill you?
Oh, that's an American Psycho reference.
Yes, I've never actually seen the movie, so I don't know exactly anything about a business card. Mm-hmm. But I've seen, I've seen the thing of like Christian Bale putting on like a plastic suit and doing like a dance.
That's probably the most notable scene.
Yeah, before he axed Jared Leto, which don't we all wish we could axe Jared Leto?
I mean, after watching Morbius, yeah. So that was the most notable scene from the movie, other than the business card scene, I would argue.
Okay.
So there's this scene where there's like, it must have been 4 to 5 dudes who all work for the same company and all do equivalently notable jobs of some kind. It's kind of vague as to what exactly is being done.
Okay.
But they're all eventually all at a table together, chatting
Okay.
casually.
Sure.
So they start showing each other their cool business cards with their name on them.
Okay.
That's the whole scene. But meanwhile, Christian Bale is like a serial killer sociopath in his mind. So he's very easily offended. And
Their cards are cooler than his,
that's how he sees it. Yeah.
so he must kill
So like
them.
one person whips out one, and in his mind, he's not saying it. Everyone's just looking at it quietly. The whole scene is silent. You just hear Christian Bale's voiceover because those are his thoughts. He looks at it and he goes, "Oh God, it's gorgeous." Matte, softly textured, pure white with bold Helvetica font or something like that.
Okay.
And then someone else whips on, "You think that's cool? Wow, that's nice. Check out this one. Oh, Jesus Christ, a holographic." He starts talking about all their cards, and Jared Leto's happens to be the showstopper,
Okay.
He gets really jealous of that.
Okay. So what's on your business card that makes Christian Bale want to kill you? And I'm assuming this is fictional, so we can kind of go a little wild with it.
Pretty crazy. At least it's to my memory that it was Jared Leto who showed the showstopper card, because that's why I thought he killed him later, but whatever. The scene you were talking about.
Yeah.
I'd have velvet textured, quilted, reflective business card, that's soft when you caress it one way, but a little rough and gives you a little chill when you caress it the opposite way. And when you do it one way, my name is blurred, the chill way, one that gives you chills. And then when you caress it the soft way, my name is just beautiful and clear and reflective and shiny.
Wow.
Or something like that. And scented or something.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Why?
Because that takes mine.
Were you going to make it scented?
Yeah, I was gonna say my business card is scratch and sniff, but not just any scratch and sniff. It's a scratch and sniff that can change colors based on heat. When you're holding my business card, right, and then you set it down, where your fingers were touching it is a different color. It's all blue and yellow, of course,
The only colors you can see.
but also you can scratch it and you can sniff it.
What does it smell like?
I mean, probably like Axe body spray or something. I don't know. I don't know.
You spray it personally.
Give it a little kiss.
Cool.
Yeah, it would be a scratch and sniff for sure.
Maybe it's scented in a way you can't detect, because I actually spray it with pheromones.
It's literally just pheromones that make you
don't,
horny.
Yeah, you don't know why you're horny around me, but you are.
Yeah, you don't know why every time you pick up my card that you just get really erect or, wet.
Something.
And when you see me, you start to associate, right? And so every time everyone sees me, they just get hot and bothered.
Right.
And just want to buy all my goods. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be a good sales thing. So
I think it's a good move.
Thank you.
Well, that was my idea, was to put pheromones on the card.
Well, it was kind of my idea, though.
My really sexy velvety card would have, a thorough spray of pheromones. You pick it up and you think of a mattress. You imagine a mirror over my card as though it were a mattress.
I am not following literally at all. I was trying to think of like what Batman villain would I be if I had this power to make people want me sexually and give me everything. Like,
I mean, you'd be like a male Poison Ivy, wouldn't you?
Well, maybe.
Isn't that literally what she does?
But I'm in the business. I'm in the business world,
So you'd just be green skinned, but in like a business suit.
No. Like I work with Bruce Wayne, right?
Sure.
But I'm trying to take over all of Gotham with my sex.
So he's horny for you?
Bruce Wayne
you
isn't.
Fuck Bruce Wayne?
No,
or
he's the only one.
Bruce Wayne fucks you.
Bruce Wayne doesn't fuck me. No.
He's pretty strong.
No. He joins in, right?
On the fucking?
And we like Eiffel Tower someone, but no.
Okay.
Eiffel Tower, also known as a spit roast.
Why would that be called an Eiffel Tower? Spit roast makes more sense.
High five. You do a double high five and it makes the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, I see now. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So yeah, of course. But no, I would be a Batman villain of some sort. I'll figure out my name eventually. It'd be something stupid, like sex god.
Oh, what was the name of the ice villain?
Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze. Terry made fun of me because I said Dr. Freeze.
He's not a doctor, idiot.
He's a scientist.
He actually is a doctor. But no, it's Mr. Freeze.
Okay. See, I thought I was wrong because Mr. Freeze occurred to me, but I thought, no, you idiot, you're just mixing up Dr. Freeze with Mr. Clean because they're both bald.
They are both bald. They look very similar.
Mm-hmm. But one is like an evil villain and the other's...
One's played by Arnold Schwarzenegger. Terrible.
Yeah, pretty bad. Chill.
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 I hated those movies.
I loved them.
Poor George Clooney got sucked into that bullshit.
I loved it.
But then you did have Danny DeVito as Penguin. You had Jim Carrey as Riddler.
Really good. You had Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman. I'm sorry.
Was that wasn't during George Clooney days?
No, not George Clooney. That was Danny DeVito was the Penguin with Michelle Pfeiffer in that same movie.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I don't remember what the movie's called. I get mixed up because there's so many, but
I don't know.
Danny DeVito and Michelle Pfeiffer were in the same movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was Val Kilmer?
It was Tim Burton and
or was that Michael Keaton?
Michael Keaton. Yeah. That was when my crush on him began. Now, even though he's like, much older, he still makes my bird twitch. What?
You know what? I was just so unprepared for he makes my bird twitch. God damn it. Okay, enough. Enough. We're done.
Okay.
I'm going to talk now about sales or something.
All right.
God. Okay. Anyway, so the topic being sale, right? I was trying to find like weird, like cursed objects that were sold or something.
Ooh, that's interesting.
It's all very vague and difficult to discern. Then like everything kind of led to the same thing of like people selling like possessed items on eBay. But like, I'm like, yeah, you're selling a possessed item on eBay for like $28. That doesn't sound right. And then I tried to find me a salesman, like a car salesman serial killer or something. And
Okay.
I couldn't find it.
Those are all really good ideas.
I know. And I was really hoping that they would work, but they didn't. So whatever. But instead, I found in my search for the cars salesman serial killer, I found there were plenty of stories about salesman and killer being in the same story.
Salesmen.
Salesman.
A single salesman and a single killer were involved in several stories.
Yes. Not like the only one. Not like, shut up, Jessica.
There's more than one.
You're confusing me with
So that's
with
salesmen,
things.
more than one man.
Shut up.
Okay.
I hate you. This is my story and you're ruining it. You're ruining everything.
All right.
Gosh. May 2022 in Jackson, New
That is
Jersey.
Very recent, my
Very
goodness.
recent. A door-to-door salesman was charged with murder. That's right. Authorities had said that he stabbed a man in the neck during an argument following a sales attempt.
Okay. Wait,
So-
who stabbed who again?
The salesman stabbed the customer,
The would-be customer.
the would-be customer in the neck.
All right.
So Michael Samus 32, had been charged with murder, possession of a weapon for an unlawful purpose, unlawful possession of a weapon, and the death of Joseph Del Guardio, who's 44. Okay. Now, the police were called at about 6 p.m. on a Thursday. Del Guardio, the customer, was found lying in a pool of blood in the middle of the road. And when police arrived, they tried to perform CPR, but nothing was successful. He was pronounced dead at the scene.
Oh my God.
So investigators learned that Samus, the salesman, was working for a company that was hired by Verizon to go door to door and make sales.
Just asking about cell phone plans.
I have no idea, but they're making sales
It's annoying as hell.
for Verizon or whatever.
Yeah.
So Samus knocked on Del Guardio's door and tried to sell him things, a plan. I don't really know.
Okay.
Now, apparently, he left when Del Guardio told him that he was not interested. However, a few minutes later, Del Guardio stormed Samus, the salesman, in the street, and they began fighting. Yes.
There's no lead up. It really
No,
is just that.
It is just that. The customer something happened, and he was angry, and he, after the salesman left his house,
No, I'm happy
followed
with my
him.
own cell phone.
followed him and started fighting him in the street.
Oh my God.
So during the fight, at some point, Samus pulled a knife from his pocket and he stabbed Del Guardio in the neck. Okay.
What the hell?
Samus was arrested and he's been detained and he's awaiting sentencing and hearing. I haven't really heard, I couldn't find anything as to like the more
What's
recent
happening
update.
right now? Yeah.
But that is that. And now from what it sounds like to me, he was defending himself. Maybe in New Jersey, you're not allowed to carry a knife.
Okay.
In Texas, you are. I carry a knife on me.
I have a knife on me.
If a man charged me in the street, I would knife him.
Yeah.
The odds of me winning a fight are slim at best.
I mean, about as good as mine.
yeah, slim at best.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna knife him.
Yeah.
Right. So I hope either this was the whole story and Samus gets off, or more comes out and we learn that Samus, was doing terrible things. He was a domestic
shitbag.
terrorist or something. I don't know.
Sure.
So that's the end of that one.
Okay.
Like I said, very short. But anyway, this is May of 2017, so a few years ago. A burglar alarm salesman shot a San Antonio homeowner. Okay.
And then robbed him?
Well, maybe we'll get into it. So this has already gone to trial. The trial began May of 2017. The actual incident happened November of 2015. Okay. So
It's 2 years before.
yes,
Just about.
Yes. So apparently when he was on trial, they were hearing about how he was accused of fatally shooting a man, called a 911 operator, told him that he shot a man in self-defense. Okay.
All right.
That is why
That might be
this
true.
is all happening. So Richard Luis Amezquita was 35 and selling home security systems at the time that he was arrested, November of 2015, for fatally shooting and killing Kerry O'Toole, which is a man, Kerry, Kerry, who was 53. So Richard, I'm going to say that because I don't know how to pronounce his last name, the Amezquita.
Dick.
I don't know, but Dick. Yeah, so Richard, who worked for Vivint, said that apparently O'Toole was agitated when he answered the door. Right, he was going door to door selling home security
you're
systems.
selling things to people at their door.
So O'Toole wasn't happy.
Yeah. I get it.
He told police that O'Toole had attacked, kicked, and choked him.
Ooh, I get that much less.
And so Richard fled to his car where he had his handgun.
Yeah. Makes sense.
O'Toole began picking up rocks and throwing them at his car. At
Not
which point,
cool, but not shootable.
At which point, Richard, while in his car,
Shot him.
shot many times
Oh boy.
at O'Toole.
Okay.
He was later found inside of his home, dead. So apparently,
He'd been shot
Richard-
and crawled back into his house.
Yes,
Oh my God.
yes. So Richard left the scene. He drove away. He called 911 and he said that police need to send people to that house, gave him the address or whatever, and said that he had shot O'Toole in self-defense. Now, this is a quote. He said, "I need police here at Visor Drive. I was just assaulted." Now, he said, "I feared for my life and I had to shoot him. I need you to send the police ASAP." The 911 operator said that they had heard the 911 operator was trying to interrupt him trying to like get more information from him, and they were just talking over each other.
Okay.
It wasn't really working until the operator finally said, like, please, just one moment, sir, and asked if she needs to send an ambulance, and he said no. Don't need an ambulance. So again, they were talking over each other while on the phone. Richard drove to a different location and says, quote, he had already knocked off my glasses, he knocked off my Bluetooth, and was coming after me, and he was choking me. The guy is crazy or something, I don't know. Now, his defense attorney had told the jury in his opening statement that he was just trying to defend himself. Obviously, the prosecutor told them that Richard definitely had a choice. There was a choice that was made. He was in his car, and he fired at this man.
I'm in my car, safe, suffering no more harm, but rocks are hitting my car.
She said, and the prosecutor said, instead of calling the police or driving away, he shot the man and then did those things.
Yeah.
So one of O'Toole's neighbors had testified that Richard also stopped at his home that day. And he said that he had stopped at his home even though he had a sign that warned against soliciting.
Right.
Said no solicitors or whatever. Richard didn't care. He still went to the door. Now, O'Toole apparently also had a no soliciting sign on his door. And O'Toole was thought of as a, quote, hero in his neighborhood because apparently he was like a contractor or a handyman, and he would fix things for people in his neighborhood for no charge.
Oh, that's very nice.
Very nice man. Now, crime scene photos show that he did in fact have the no soliciting sign. He had keep out signs, the whole nine. The keep out sign, by the way, had 2 bullet holes in it.
Ah, got it.
Yeah, because Richard shot it on accident. So 2 crime scene investigators testified that the bullet fragments that were found in the front room of the house were found in the front room of the house and in the kitchen.
So he shot into the house?
He shot into the house. And a photograph did in fact show that Richard's Bluetooth device was lying next to O'Toole, next to O'Toole's dead body.
Sure.
So he had grabbed it from his head.
So it looked like
probably.
he got the shit kicked out of him in the house.
No,
or
no.
at least close by.
No, he started beating on Richard.
Yeah.
Richard ran, and in the beating, he must have grabbed his Bluetooth out of his ear and like threw it in his house.
Okay.
He was just so angry. So anyway, 3 shell casings were found in Richard's back seat, and 1 was found in his driver's seat. He shot 4 times.
All right.
He hit him twice and killed him. O'Toole is dead.
Damn.
And as of when I read, or when this article was posted, that he's facing up to life in prison, I believe he was convicted and is going through the appeals right now.
Okay.
I don't think he was given life. It said he was sentenced.
Yeah. I hoped he wouldn't have gotten away with something like that. Like,
No,
it really
that
doesn't.
is-
It really sounds like you overreacted.
Best case scenario for him, that's some sort of manslaughter.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario for him, that's like 2nd-degree murder.
Like, I can level with you. You're not used to that kind of action. You freaked out. Sure. But that wasn't logic or common sense. You stopped thinking or thought completely inappropriately.
He took 4 shots at a man from inside of his car.
While the man was in his own house.
The man was standing essentially like on his like front porch area, picking up rocks and throwing them at his car. Don't get me wrong. O'Toole was fucked up. Okay. Something was going on with this man, right? Maybe he just got divorce papers or something. I don't know. Homie was very, very angry.
So 2 unstable people met that day.
But Richard probably should have just called police and reported an assault.
Dickie should have done that.
Yeah.
Dickie didn't.
He didn't. Yeah, very unfortunate. This is the last one, and I'm so excited. This is my favorite one.
Okay.
July 2012. Florida man shoots door-to-door salesman dead for, quote, trespassing.
Okay.
This story just gets so much better as it goes on. You already know it's going to be good because it says Florida man.
It's Florida man.
Okay, so here we go. A door-to-door lobster salesman was shot dead this week when an attempt to peddle his wares at Cape Coral, Florida, ended in tragedy.
Aww.
Oh, he's selling lobsters. Okay, Nicholas Rainey, 30 years old, was shot and killed in the driveway of 52-year-old Kenneth Bailey Roop, okay?
Okay.
During what authorities had said would be a routine sales pitch. So Rainey, who is the victim, was going door to door selling frozen lobster tails and meat for his employer, Blue Ribbon Steak and Seafood.
Okay.
I mean, sure, reputable brand. I guess they have.
I mean, I could understand how that would be more of a thing in places where like grocery stores aren't nearby.
It's Cape Coral. They got grocery stores everywhere.
All I'm saying
it's
is
a big city.
I could get it if it was in a place like that, where like you have to drive like 20, 30 minutes just to get to the grocery store.
Yeah.
Conveniently.
If he drives for 10 minutes
nearby.
in any location, he will reach at least 7 different grocery stores.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I would be like, I don't think I'd be very receptive to someone trying to sell me food at my door.
Well, according to a testimony given by Roop, the shooter, the homeowner had yelled, "What are you doing in my yard?" when the salesman approached his house, in which Rainey allegedly responded, "I'm here with the meat." Those are the last words anyone heard him say. Is "I'm here with the meat." Dude, this shit was killing me earlier. I thought I'd be able to read this fine. Apparently I cannot. So Roop's testimony, I can't even read, I'm crying. He had said that apparently Rainey's tone of voice, attitude, and demeanor made him nervous.
What did he mean by meat?
He said that he became scared because the salesman was approaching his house. So he pulled out his gun and fired.
Oh my god. No.
He's just trying to sell the meat.
That's inappropriate.
Okay, I have to stop laughing. I cannot read my phone. Oh. Anyway, Roop fired a second time, aiming at Rainey's head, quote, "for effect."
Whose quote is that?
Roop.
Oh my god.
The shooter. He shot
effect?
him once, and then he aimed and fired again in his head.
What's the effect? Like he thought he would miss, and then the effect would be that he scared him off?
I don't know. I think he aimed at his chest and shot him and then went to shoot his head again. Oh man. Okay. So a neighbor of Roop's was nearby during the shooting. He said that he tried to assist Rainey, who was the salesman, but he was too late. He said that he went to bend over to help him when he was laying on the ground, and that out of Roop's garage, he heard him yell, "I'll kill everybody or shoot everybody." Okay, so former firefighter and neighbor Gene Snyder told the news that the shooter, Roop, began screaming from a nearby shed.
God.
And cocked his gun. And he says, quote, "When he came out of the garage, he looked totally deranged to me. He looked like he was off the deep end."
God.
The sergeant, Sergeant Kristen Shiner, was an off-duty county corrections deputy, whatever.
Okay.
Sheriff's department. She was off duty, but she was there on the scene, and she managed to tackle Roop, bring him to the ground, move the gun, whatever. But apparently it almost didn't end there. According to Snyder, who was one of the neighbors, apparently Roop threatened to open fire on everyone else at the scene. He
Just
said
for
that,
showing up?
He said that he was telling the officer that he stepped on my property, he trespassed. I killed him, and I'll kill anybody else who steps on my property.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
Just he's panicking now, so he's doubling down.
He's just doubling down.
It wasn't
I
about
guess.
the salesman. Keep
the
off my
principle.
property.
So obviously a fuck ton of patrol cars were sent to the scene, and finally he was detained. Mm-hmm. So they were less than hopeful.
Okay.
When it came to like the sentencing and when this went to trial and whatnot, because about a few months earlier, that's when the whole George Zimmerman shooting happened. He used the stand your ground law in Florida, which technically applies.
Okay.
I don't really know, but they said that he would be using that same defense, just like George Zimmerman used that defense and got away with killing the teenager Trayvon Martin.
Okay.
And so authorities said that until all facts are known, it would be premature to discuss how the stand your ground law applies to this. But he was charged with homicide, murder, dangerous, depraved, without premeditation in the death. I'm assuming there's a lot of legal speech in there that was just not deciphered well by whoever wrote this article.
Okay.
Because none of that made sense. But essentially, he was charged with murder.
Right.
Murder without intent. Now, this is very soon after, about a year later, October 2013, Kenneth Bailey Roop was in fact found guilty of second-degree murder with a firearm in the death of Nicholas Robert Rainey.
There we go.
Jurors apparently only deliberated for less than 2 hours before coming to the verdict. Now on Monday the Monday after he was found guilty is when they did the sentencing, and he was in fact sentenced to life in prison. They said, obviously, we're happy. This is the prosecutor saying, they're happy and it was a heinous murder, blah, 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 blah. Then they go on to say that apparently back in 2005, this is from the article, not the prosecutor that said this. Mm-hmm. Back in 2005, apparently Roop was charged with a misdemeanor count of improper exhibition of a weapon.
Exhibit, like he flashed it at someone?
Like, I guess he
as a threat?
Threatened someone with his gun or something.
Okay.
He was acquitted of that charge at the time, but clearly he was not the sanest person.
I mean, even without that one, just the initial thing you talked about was pretty crazy.
I'm here with the meat. So sad. That Nicholas Rainey would have fit right in with this podcast.
He was just trying to bring you some lobster.
Some frozen lobster.
Just wanted some lobster to sell.
Okay. That is the end of those stories. I do have one additional little bonus thing.
Okay.
I thought it would be really fun if I went on Facebook Marketplace and looked at what's the weirdest thing being sold around me right now.
Okay.
So
that's kind of exciting.
Within a 10-mile radius, and I was scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and I found it.
Available right now.
Available right now. I took this screenshot 5 hours ago.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I am. A leg?
Yeah.
A prosthetic leg for $100?
Someone's selling a prosthetic leg. It's on sale. Look, it was $200 and now it's only $100.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
So you can buy someone's prosthetic leg if you want.
I'm good. I don't need it.
Yeah. So I thought that was very fun.
I guarantee you that's not the weirdest thing that's on
sale. It was
sale.
the weirdest thing. No, just in our local area.
I don't think that's the weirdest thing in our area.
That's the weirdest thing in our local area.
You just checked on one site?
Facebook Marketplace. I said I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going everywhere. I was just looking at Facebook Marketplace.
All I'm saying is that someone nearby is probably selling something weirder than that.
Oh, sure. Me and you could have played a game where we go on Etsy, eBay, like OfferUp. We could have went on all these different things and just found disgusting shit being sold.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I went on Facebook Marketplace. And the reason why I think Facebook Marketplace is so daring when it comes to selling stupid and weird shit is because your Facebook account is linked to it. That prosthetic leg, I could go right now and I can click that person's profile and send them a friend request. And I can look through all of their pictures and all of their shit.
To see if they actually are missing a leg or if they took that from someone?
I have no idea. But I'm saying I can find out everything about them if I wanted to. That's why Facebook Marketplace is so scary when it comes to selling weird shit.
Yeah.
So.
The weirdest thing I've ever seen on Facebook Marketplace?
What?
Was beaded cock rings.
Oh.
That were homemade by someone who invited you to join him at home where you could smoke bud with him and he would show you how to use them. And then you guys would just see what happened after that.
Oh.
He had pictures.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a bunch of hard cocks in like weird macrame slings.
Wow.
Uh-huh. Yeah. It was just one of those things, like, whoa, that's not what I expected I would see today at any point. But I have now.
I'm glad that I didn't see that.
You can.
No, I'm good.
Do you want to?
No, I'm fine.
I'll just show you.
Don't worry about it. Jessica, we have to move on. We do have to spin the final wheel. So you know what? Because you really wanted to show me, I will allow you to spin the wheel again. Second time.
Oh.
In a row.
That's so nice.
Go for it.
Thank you.
You just received the Black Market Salesman of the Year award. What was your top selling product? So I'm going to say we have free reign on this.
Okay.
I mean, I'm going to go pretty dark,
Are you like straight up fucking killing people? Like selling their parts?
I'm selling organs and,
Damn.
maybe like I break into celebrities' homes and I take their like dirty socks and I sell those.
See, that's more interesting to me. Not like the creepy, like steal things from people's bodies stuff.
Okay.
But
okay,
the
so I'm just
you're
filling my
stealing
market.
something like Robin Hood, but with no morality. You're stealing from the rich and selling to the poor.
No, stealing from the rich and selling to the disgusting rich. The rich who are gross.
Oh, okay.
That's what I meant.
All right.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun, Maybe I break into celebrities' homes and I take hair out of their drains and I make little like dolls of them.
Little like sensory toys. So
Like
that
little
you can
dolls,
rub
like-
it like a rabbit's foot.
I don't know. Name a celebrity.
Clive Owen.
I break. Oh, he doesn't have a lot of hair, but whatever. I break into Clive Owen's house.
Okay.
I take all the hair from his drain,
Yeah.
and I make a little Clive Owen
Out of his hair?
out of his hair.
Make a little voodoo doll?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
and I sell that, obviously, along with his socks and underwear.
Why is that obvious?
Well, if I'm in his house,
Are you like cutting up his underwear and making little underwear for the doll?
now I am.
Okay.
Why the fuck did you say Clive Owen?
What do you mean?
Why the fuck did Clive Owen? Why was that the
You
first
said
celebrity that came to your
The first
fucking
one that
head?
came to mind, he
Clive
just did.
Owen?
He came to mind. Why is that upsetting to you?
Why Clive Owen?
Why not?
That's just so weird.
You're weird. You're weird.
You. Anyway, Jessica, Black Market Salesman of the Year, what's your top selling product? I just made mine like so much worse in my head. I was like, I got people like everywhere, right? And like, so I had people that worked for me at the Olympics, and they like took like the sweaty used like leotards from like the gymnasts,
Ew.
and I'm selling that too. Like when they win the gold.
Like the dirty towels and stuff.
No, like their leotards. Like it was all up in their business.
All up in their crevices.
Yeah,
Their undercarriage.
yeah. It probably sells for a good buck though.
I think it might be funny to like find a way to make realistic replicas of like placentas and stuff
Okay.
that aren't actually placentas, but fucking weirdos out there think they are, and we'll buy them, and I'll get money for like making really gross jello.
I don't think that's illegal.
It'll be on the black market.
I don't think that's illegal.
It's not. I'll be fine, but I'm selling it on the black market, so everyone thinks it is.
I don't know if you sell a fake product on the black market. I'd probably if I paid for a placenta and I'm up in the black market and I didn't get a placenta,
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking kill you.
How would you even know it's a fake placenta?
Because you're probably not my only supplier, Jessica. My placenta supplier. I probably got a few of them. All right.
Anyway, they're going to be real placentas.
You're putting real placentas on the black market.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all going to be goats, though.
It's all gonna be goat. Yeah, I think I'd sell like exotic animals too. Why not? I don't care about them.
Honestly, it's not that. I went for shock value, and you weren't shocked at all.
No. Like I said, I would kill you
Whatever.
if you sold me a fake placenta.
Okay, cool. No, my point is that I think it'd be funny to make something and say that it's one thing. Like the spirit of fucking H.H. Holmes is trapped inside this music box or something like that, and sell it.
So my Clive Owen doll is really just my hair.
Yes. Oh, and he's got curly hair, so you just like snip your pubes and like glue them to the top of his little voodoo head.
There we go.
That's already made from his like shower drain hair.
I had to supplement some hair. Okay.
Yeah, for immersion.
I can do it. I can do it. That's so gross. Ew.
I can only
was
think of
like,
disgusting things.
like I broke into Jennifer Lawrence's house and I stole her bed sheets and I'm selling them that way people can sleep on Jennifer Lawrence's
it's gross,
sleep
so
sweat.
gross.
You know that shit would sell too.
Of course it would. But well, then again, I will listen. Yeah, of course it would. Even though you could never prove it was actually from her house.
I have a picture of her sleeping in it.
Well, that's just it though. I doubt she had like custom made one of a kind sheets. She bought them from somewhere that probably mass produces the same kind.
I have a picture of her sleeping in it.
Okay.
And
You draw a little like bunny
And-
in a corner
no,
with
and
Sharpie.
I put a Sharpie in between her toes and videoed her moving in her sleep, making this weird pattern with
Unique
the Sharpie.
pattern.
And then that's also on the sheet.
Wow.
That's how I confirm my authenticity.
But wouldn't you risk her waking her up?
I'm assuming I drugged her at this point, right? If I'm putting Sharpies
my
in between her
God.
toes, I'm not raping the woman. Jesus Christ, Jessica! I'm just trying to make a living.
Still so violating and creepy.
I'm just trying to make an honest living. Okay?
Black market salesman. You went like super creepy with it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to troll the weirdos.
No, I'm gonna do some crazy things.
Crazy things.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have said like I'm gonna just become a like super skilled, awesome thief and take really expensive artwork out of people's houses, but then I'll end up like Willem Dafoe
Just locked up in that penthouse with nothing but your own piss.
and my huge waggling cock.
Yeah, and your huge, giant penis.
Yeah, I don't want to be like that. So yeah, that's my answer. I would just get really creative about making something that seemed real but wasn't. That didn't cost me much time or money, but charged like a shit ton. Like, you know, that gamer girl bathwater thing.
Oh,
You know that wasn't, all of it wasn't water from that same tub.
No.
You know it wasn't.
you know how I know it wasn't? Because some nerdy fucking Yale scientist kids, I don't know if they're from Yale, but fucking bought that gamer girl bathwater because they were obsessed with her. And they did the little experiment and found that it was just water. There was nothing else in it.
Yeah.
It was just water, which means, you know, sure, I'm sure a few of those were actual gamer girl bathwater, but not all of them. Not all of them.
I don't think any of them were. I
don't think
really
any?
don't. I don't think any of them were.
Why? She just takes a bath and just scoops it up into a cup. That'd be so easy.
I don't think she did, though.
No, she didn't. She clearly filled them up with tap water.
She had other people fill them up with tap water.
Belle
realistic.
Delphine.
Be realistic, yeah.
She's a genius of our time.
She's a huge troll.
Yeah,
I respect it.
I do too.
I just do.
I do too. Well, if you liked what you heard, please like, rate, subscribe, and share our podcast. You can share it with so many people. If you love them, share it with them. If you hate them, share it with them. Bring a little joy into their life. I don't know. Share it with like mall Santas. They look like they're sad.
There aren't any of those anymore.
Share it with your mall Easter bunnies.
Valentine's Day is coming up. Maybe you
Cupins.
guys should listen to the podcast on your Valentine's Day date.
That'd be cute.
Super cute.
Listen to the sounds of our amazing voices while you are sexing your significant other.
Do you have any episode in mind?
I don't know. This one? The starbursting one.
Yeah, really set the mood.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one with
the
Dad.
starburst episode.
The one with Dad. Yeah, okay.
Caves.
Yep.
That's the one.
It was about caves
Cavernous.
and caverns.
Yep. He talked about a cavernous vagina.
He did.
Well, listen to it on
That'll-
your Valentine's Day date.
That'll make you real frisky.
It will.
Visit our website at 3shotsin.com. On there, we have just dynamite web design, killer, sleek,
So good.
sexy. And included with all that are some links, important links. One to our Patreon, which is our sweet, precious baby that we take so much care of because we love our patrons. They're
do.
our biggest supporters. They mean so much to us. And we would love it if you could become one. We offer you a bunch of stuff on there, including a super secret podcast called 3 Shot Cinema.
That's right. Where we watch movies and we talk about them, but like in a super cool, entertaining way.
The best way you could possibly imagine.
Yes.
And we favor the bad ones. You know, the ones you were like a little interested in but didn't want to spend money on. And listen, you don't have to.
We got you covered.
Support us and we'll cover you. We'll watch them for you and give you the play-by-play in a much more entertaining way than it would have been if you watched it yourself.
Yes. Yes. We are more entertaining than your own brain.
You'll also find on there a link to our PayPal single-time donation. That is our internet tip jar. Go ahead and leave, a small or enormous sum on it. It doesn't matter which kind. Small, big, long,
Girthy.
wide, but short, whatever you want.
Sure. Anything really. You can leave us. I mean, I don't think you can leave us pennies because I think there's a fee attached. So like a couple of bucks, or maybe a couple of $100,000. I don't know. Go for it. Go crazy.
Whatever you want, honestly.
How many zeros can you add on there? We'll find out.
Yeah. Sure.
Don't forget to tune in next week where we'll be talking about schemes.
Schemes is our next topic.
That's right. Evil, maybe. Creative, probably. Just scheming.
There are good schemes, aren't there?
Schemes. Is there a good scheme? Like a
Probably.
Robin Hood scheme, maybe?
You're just saying that because I brought it up earlier.
Shut your mouth.
A scheme. What kind of good people scheme that have no ill intentions whatsoever?
Oh, the leaders of our government.
Oh, that's a great example.
Yeah. They never scheme about anything.
No, very honest.
They only scheme about good things.
We're safe.
Very safe.
I feel so safe.
They should support this podcast with their big super PAC money.
Yes.
Anyway, scheme. That's the next one. Also, remember to tune in on Friday for our live at 5. We go live on Instagram and we take shots and we allow everyone to talk to us and we talk back. And we even have the opportunity for guests to join us and take shots with us. It's a blast. We have so much fun every single time. That's at 3 Shots In Podcast. You got to spell it all out, but 3 Shots In Podcast on Instagram. You can find us live at 5 Fridays.
5 Central.
Oh, shit.
We
Yeah,
we
5
have a
Central.
blast. Yeah, we can't wait to see you. We're extremely friendly and nice and not intimidating at all. You should definitely see us there and join us and take a shot and stuff so everybody can see your face and watch you take a shot, and hopefully you do it gracefully, because if you don't, you'll be embarrassed in front of everybody.
You'll probably be embarrassed for the rest of your life.
So like, be really careful.
Yeah.
Or maybe just join and watch someone else get really embarrassed.
You could do that too. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's also
That's why
cool.
most people join, is to watch us be embarrassed of ourselves.
I feel
Joke's
like
on them though, because that doesn't happen.
never. We've
So.
never done that.
No. I've only almost thrown up like 2 or 3 times.
Barely.
Right?
Yeah.
Wasn't even that bad.
No one even noticed.
Wasn't even that bad. So join us. We love you all. Thank you for listening.
Bye.
And ever want to see beaded cock ring man, okay?
All right.